Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames. In this video, child, Jeannie is definitely giving angry, bitter, no and insight as it relates to her divorce from her estranged husband, Jezzy. Because now, according to new reports, Jeannie is claiming that Jezzy had extramarital affairs, which is grounds for her to be compensated. And based on the initial prenup, because remember, what the initial prenup states is that, you know, after Jezzy filed, Jeannie would not be eligible for any money, basically, right? Now, what Jeannie is bringing in is the fact that Jezzy has cheated, and as such, based on the information of the prenup, that is grounds for her to receive, some amount of money. And I'm like, girl, give it up. And this is what I've been saying to you guys. And if you guys go back to watch even the very first 3 videos that I did on Jeannie Mai and Jezzy's divorce, I predicted this. And this is why I said that it would not work even if Jezzy took her back. Because what she would have done is to go back to him, heal that wound, and then plot against him and plot a very good way to basically scrape all she could and then leave him high and dry. Now that, he did take her back, we're hearing stories of Jezzy having extramarital affairs. Now, make no mistakes. I'm not saying that Jezzy could not have had extramarital affairs because we know how men are, right? But honestly, I don't believe Jeannie. I honestly don't believe her. And why I don't believe her is because everything that she's now doing is what I had predicted, and she's doing it. And if you look at how she keeps, unloading claims against him, it is given the sense of, you're my enemy, and I'm going to take you down because you had up and left me when I needed you the most. You have left a wound in my heart, and I'm going to feel that and heal that wound with revenge. I'm going to take you down for all you're worth, and I'm going to hit you exactly where I know it hurts. And when you look at Jezzy's interview, that is done, you can actually tell that Jezzy, was being heavily disrespected in his marriage. Like, Jeannie used to just trample all over that man's soul, all over his spirit, highly disrespectful to him. And he basically said it, she belittled him repeatedly. So now, to see her coming with these claims, I'm like, really, girl? At first, you want to get 100% custody. And when I see women support these things, I'm like, are you women serious? Are you woman even okay? Like, what woman supports a child, being taken away from their parents, knowing that their parent is not a monster, whether it may be the father or the mother? She's weaponizing the child against her dad. And people are like, oh, but Jezzy didn't want to see his other kids. Like, okay, he didn't, but he has a relationship now with the other kids. This even came from Jeannie's mouth. So why is it that you think it is okay for you to be bitter and angry with this woman and ruin a child's life in the process? Like, why should an innocent child's life be ruined in the process because a child has a mom and a dad. And if either party is not violent, aggressive, or abusive, like, why are you basically reinforcing that this man should not be a part of his child's life? Do you realize that's really sickening and disgusting? And this is why, you know, we have to choose carefully the people that we have in our circle. We have to choose to not have people who encourages our bitterness and our anger towards anyone, because bitterness and anger doesn't resolve anything. If anything, that stays within you, it festers and it eats at you. You have to associate yourself, surround yourself with balanced minded individuals, people who would help to guide you in the right direction, and who is not all about money to tell you, yes, girl, get him for all he's worth, go after that money. And as you're going after that money, you're losing yourself. And by the end of it, the money will be half of absolute no use whatsoever to you. Because I can tell that Jeannie is just being bitter, and she's just being angry, and she's just misdirecting her energy. Because let's take a look at the claims of this extramarital affair according to this report that is coming out from TMZ, right? Because Jeannie Mai, they're saying, she has responded to Jezzy's divorce petition, and she is more than insinuating he cheated on her, and claims that will have a huge effect on their prenup and division of assets. So basically, she's threatening him, give me what I want, or this is what I'm going to do. Now, just imagine being married to an individual like this. Just imagine. And I believe now anyone who is balanced in their emotions, right, can clearly see how this woman used to bully and gaslight this man behind the scenes, because it is coming out. Her behavior is coming out. And it's really sad because when you look at Jeannie Mai, you see the strong, independent woman. She's fire. She's a go-getter. But behind all of that mask, there's someone that is very dark and very, you know, sadistic in nature, right? And you have to wonder, like, how is she going to have a successful marriage? Because the first one was toxic, the second one wasn't toxic, but like hell, you want to ensure that it ends in toxicity. So, how are you going to move on to have a third successful marriage if you're not being honest with yourself? You don't need to be honest with the rest of us. You just need to be honest with yourself. Do that for yourself, right? But let's continue. They're saying, according to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Jeannie Mai more than insinuates her estranged husband is guilty of infidelity. Her lawyer writes, wife reserve the right to amend this counterclaim to add other grounds for divorce, but which wife does not wish to specify herein at this time, in hope this matter can be resolved without having to disclose such conduct publicly. So is it that you caught your husband with a man and it's going to ruin everything for him? Or you're basically telling him that if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to tell the world that I caught you with a guy. And I know that this is going to be damaging to your ego, a man of your stature, and I can ruin that. It's really giving narcissistic, and this is not healthy at all. But, this is the thing. If your husband was having extramarital affair, and if it's so grim that you're holding back on details because you're trying to save face or save him, why didn't you file for divorce? You're telling me that you were willing to be his doormat, and he has now decided to let you go because he doesn't want you to be his doormat. So you're now coming out with this? Like, make it make sense. Do you know when you accuse someone of having extramarital affair in a marriage, do you know how many people will have to be subpoenaed? If you're not able to provide cold hard facts, you're gonna have to subpoena people. Jizzy's gonna have to subpoena people because you're gonna have to prove this extramarital affair because you have to provide like a video evidence, proof of sexting and all those stuff. And if you can't, what next? What's the next move? And we have to be cognizant of these things, not because we hear, oh, he's been cheating, but I rather not go into details. Where's the proof, right? But let's continue with this report because they're saying that. But it gets even more pointed. White further shows that the court should enforce paragraph 8 of the prenuptial agreement regarding infidelity, which provides, in pertinent part, that in the event that either party engages in sexual relations and emotional relationships or emotionally or sexually suggestive in communication with a third party via all forms of electronic communications, including but not limited to texting, sexting, FaceTiming, social media, and or direct messages shall result in a significant financial penalty upon the adulterous party. So, in other words, she's accusing Jezzy of being unfaithful and claiming he's gonna cough up a bunch of dough as a result. The docs do not say who exactly Jezzy was allegedly banging, talking to, or seeing. No. Jeannie coming out with cheating allegations is super interesting. As we first told you, Jeannie was being accused of cheating on Jezzy with Access Hollywood Mario Lopez, but the source, close to her told us it was BS. No, she wasn't cheating with Mario Lopez. I don't believe that either party cheated in this relationship. Just to make it clear, I honestly don't believe that any of them cheated on each other. I just believe that what is happening is that Jeannie is saying, since you're gonna hurt me that bad, I want you to feel the pain. I'm going to hurt you equally to how much you've hurt me, because how dare you hurt, and not only hurt, you also have humiliated me publicly, because normally men don't file for divorce, and when men do file, it is something really atrocious that the woman has done. And now the public is looking at me as someone who is severely sick, someone who's problematic, someone who's a narcissist. And how dare you do something like that to me? I'm going to let you pay. I'm going to let you bleed just as much as you let me bleed in front of these people. That's the energy Jeannie keeps giving. I'm not buying your ish, not even for a second. And I know that it's going to be a challenge for her to prove it. And if she keeps pushing, she may potentially make an enemy out of her ex-husband. And she's actually solidifying why he actually did the right thing by filing for a divorce from her. Luckily he did, because, this marriage would have ended up to be something really nasty if Jeannie could not have her way consistently throughout the marriage. As I said, let me reiterate, I don't hate her. I just hate certain behaviors that she has, like what is now coming out about allegations of Jezzy cheating. I'm not going to believe her until there's some physical evidence proving that he actually did so. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know, what are your thoughts about everything that I've shared in this video. While you're at it, show your girls some love by giving this video a big thumbs up. Let's get the discussion popping, shall we? Some good, healthy points. Let's get some good, healthy points in there and see how much we can learn from these two people so as to, be better individuals in our personal lives, shall we? And see you all next time. Bye, guys.